we will see how that goes. If I tried to post that 4 years ago, YouTube would kick it saying, "You can't say cracker." Well, AI, look at me. Look at me. Look into my pale face and my green eyes. Look at me and understand. As a cracker, I get to use that word, bitch. Sorry, I get a little annoyed when I have to remake a title 3, 4, 5 times. And I didn't really know how to, put salt on this without putting salt on it. So it's like, Because again, this will hopefully, be the last time I talk about the piece of shit white supremacist Charlie Kirk. Only good Nazi's a dead Nazi. May he rest in piss. But his shooter was a white cis man, y'all. He was a Utahn Mormon. He was so much of a Trump supporter, the bitch dressed up as him for 2017. I would like to report in again, he was not indeed one of ours, gentlemen and ladies. He was, in fact, one of theirs. So, welcome to the stream. Happy days to all. Fuck around, find out in the air. Hopefully I'm not one of them. This is Hardcore, day 18, for all the cookies, y'all. Let's go. And I hope you're doing good so far today. Like I said, hopefully this will be the last time we talk about that piece of shit, but who knows? The day is still young, and the right wing still are trying to make a martyr of him yet, so we will see, but hopefully it'll be the last time. In other words, and in other terms, another reason fuck around find out on the menu today is the other day I was working with our head manager, and in my opinion our better manager, and got into a bit of a fight with Alan, as I do. Y'all don't know, I would not recommend it, but don't be like me. I'm a bit of an asshole at work. I demand, even though I'm not a manager, that everyone pull their own share and their own load. And that if you are going to pretend to be a mini manager, all that, I'm the boss. Well, you ain't the boss yet, so when the bosses go outside to have a cigarette or a break, because they get in at opening time and they don't leave till closing time, maybe your bitch ass can come back in this kitchen and work with the rest of us since you leaving here in 30 minutes. Well, guys, I just gotta go get a cigarette. I just gotta go get a cigarette in. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go hit my vape. And when I say this, y'all, I'm a queer man. I'm a queer man. I am a man who is also interested in the vagu and the penis when I'm interested. I'm also ace, so it's like I'm rarely interested. But I feel like I get to make fun of the fucking Fey man a little because it's like, brah, I've known gay men most of my life, whether I knew they were gay or not. Why you gotta be out and, like, frustrate? He's a diva gay, y'all. He turns it on for clout, it seems. And my God, does he hate his husband. And I mean, way to go, Alan. Bringing that bar. I mean, do we really know equality until gay men are also unhappily married, secretly wishing their spouse would die so they could get the insurance money? That was mean and accurate. I have heard the man say, "Damn, I wish my husband would just die so I can have his money." And I'm like, damn, bro. I mean, damn. I try to not think about how I'm listed in my loved one's obituaries, but I try to not think about how I'm listed in my loved one's wills, because to me that makes me feel kind of, ew. That makes it feel like I'm just waiting on you to die for some kind of prize. And friend, more than likely what I'm going to spend the money you leave me on is securing my position without you, and then building the biggest memoriam to you I can, because my life will be broken without you. I'll still attain prizes and honors, but they won't be as good. Now, like I said, y'all, maybe it's also because he's still just a boy. He is a 30-year-old boy, and he doesn't quite, like... I don't think Alan's ever suffered. He constantly makes jokes like he has, and I'm real, like... I don't want people to get hurt. I don't want people to suffer. To be clear, I don't think you should have to suffer to make some jokes about suffering, but it's like... The way he makes his jokes, it comes off like someone who knows about bigotry that happened, but due to being a good pick-me, he never experienced it. And yeah, y'all, not to be mean, but I do feel like he's a major pick. He radiates pick-me energy like Chernobyl radiates radiation. And like I said, I don't like to just drag my coworkers, but I do need to get rid of my stress before I go work with them, because it's like, otherwise, I'm unabashed, y'all. I am bash free with how I bash my folks that I don't get along with. But admittedly, y'all, it's frustrating, because the main thing I get told from management whenever Alan and I get into our arguments isn't, hey, don't make fun of him, hey, stop pissing off Travis, he's the best worker we've got. I don't get that. Typically I get, well, nobody here does their job 100%, Travis, and nobody here is working up the code, and it's like, yeah, but the reason I'm not working up the code is because the fucking machinery's broken. I would be fully doing things by code if you gave us a code to live by. But Jesus Christ, yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed. I'm gonna ask. I'm probably not allowed. But the other day when I was getting the oil dumper, because our fryer filter machine has been broken for like 3 months now. For 3 months, it's just been sitting there with oil just solidified and probably rotting at this point in the bottom of it. Because I can't get it any cleaner than it is without getting permission. Because I have to ask the engineers to do anything, and the repair crew has to basically sign off on it. And then if they sign off on it and they say it's okay, then I can maybe clean it, but they'd really prefer me waiting on them to do it, which is about a 6-month wait for them to maybe look at a machine. It's been broken for like 8 months, and we should be filtering our oil at least once a day. And honestly, y'all, as a fucking proper cook with a capital C, I personally feel like we should filter our fryer oil at least twice a day. Once immediately after the lunch rush, and then once at the very, very end of the day. Because we don't have to dump the oil when we filter it. It's just a good technique to do. But again, I can't do that. I can't implement it because we don't have the staff to allow me to implement it. We don't have the machinery anymore because our fryer filter machine has been broken for over 6 months. And then the incident that happened yesterday that I want to share the picture with y'all, and trust fam, one day when this place finally pisses me off and I leave, or I get fired because I finally just can't fucking take it and I tell the management how I really feel, the higher up management that is. Again, Mary, I respect you to the utmost, dear. That store doesn't deserve you, miss. But, yeah, when that day comes, y'all, trust, I'm sharing all the pictures. The sausage is just slow rotted in the fridge. The fridges themselves and how we basically just gummed the sides of them because they've been around since the 80s and never once been serviced. I mean, the fact until recently, you could see the outside from the inside of our walk-in fridge because of the holes in the wall. It's like, y'all. But every time I ask, I'm like, hey, can I share this with my fans? Because, like, if I start talking about where I work at, no one's going to believe that the health inspector gave us an 80. And I gotta run in circles so I don't die while this stupid alarm goes off. Not today, death. What do we say to the god of death? Not today. Okay. Where's this? Fucking door. Oh, I climbed up on top. Shut up, alarm. You're not helping. Okay. Doop, doop, ba-da-da-doop, ba-doop, boop. Ah, safety. Sorry, y'all got distracted, but nah, it's we could do so much as a country, as a company, as people, but I find the pick-me's and the get-richer-quickers are making our lives perpetually worse. They're the ones who say stupid shit like, well, if you don't like it, leave. I'd love to. How do I get out of prison camp America? Because I only speak the one language, English, which greatly kneecaps me being able to travel the world and get a functioning job elsewhere. Also, everywhere else also has, like, I can't just hop their border and be a trespasser on their land, right? So, need to migrate properly. That takes time. On top of all that, I don't think that most Americans have that capability. Shifu, quit scratching the couch, honey. Stop it. Stay down. But it's like, I get tired of that argument because it's a stupid fucking argument by stupid people. It's an argument of, oh yeah, America's just as easy to leave as head for a border and cross, no worries. And that's just not how anything fucking works. On top of the, well, if you can't fix it, don't complain about it. Yeah, but if nobody ever says anything, then it just never gets fixed. Things get fixed when you complain about them. Like I said, the reason I finally lost my temper with Alan was yesterday he took six 5-minute cigarette breaks in a goddamn row after he had taken his 30-minute lunch break. And I don't care, but we're so short-staffed, and I'm so tired of it just being, yep, Travis will pick up the slack. He doesn't need respect, or aid, or backup. He doesn't need anyone back there to help him. Hell, Donna walked back there once and said, y'all good, right? And then left immediately. It's like, y'all, I haven't had a break in like 3 months, and by that I mean, I go into work, I'll show you my receipts if I can find a way to get the restaurant name off of them. But I go into work, I work like 12 hours straight, and then I come home. I cry a little, I rest my busted ass legs, and then I do it again the next day. Meanwhile, the motherfucker that's supposed to be our manager or in training to be a fucking lead is taking 10 5-minute breaks a fucking day every time every time he hears, oh, bosses went outside, I gotta go outside now. Eee, my friends. Just wallowing like a fucking chicken outside, and it's like, again, I wouldn't have a problem except he doesn't open the restaurant. He never has, because if you tell him to open, he'll just call out. And then, on top of that, he also just... It's just frustrating, you know? Because again, if I bitch about the overall structure or try to find ways to fix it, I'm doing too much and I need to chill out, and I'm just, you know, why am I being like this? Meanwhile, me just, you know, it's like Maya Angelou said, if you don't say something about it, they'll kill you and said you enjoyed it. I mean, hell, they claim to not be racist, y'all, but we've got one black kid on our entire staff, and he's the one that's lasted the longest, because he's super quiet, and he just doesn't say shit to nobody. You come in there trying to be funny, trying to cut up with me, trying to be a person, oh, they shut that shit down real quick. Donna does not like a talkative black person, unless they're telling her how awesome she is. Children, you will not fight in this morning. It is too early. I haven't even finished my coffee. Like I said, y'all, I gotta vent, because if I don't vent, I'm gonna fucking blow up on these assholes. It's a bitch having, like, 4 employees that I actually like and get along with. And I mean, it's not entirely their fault. It's a broken, lazy-ass system, and I work with a bunch of should-be-retires already. My problem is, I bring that up, and every time somebody says something stupid they gotta do medically, I'm like, hey, you know, if we were in a better country... Children! Separate, or I will separate you. Give me just a moment, y'all. I gotta deal with something. Alright, you got me. You love on top, you love on bottom. Love, 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 love. Now, you love on top, you love on bottom. Love, 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 love. We love in this house. If we growl like bitches at each other again, I'm gonna tie the two of you together like the cutest fucking two-headed cat ever. Do you like hugging your brother? I'm glad you like hugging your brother, but you're going to be doing it until I know you're not going to fight like a little cunt. Good boy. No. Good boy. Good boy doesn't growl like a bitch. Good boy is your sister. Good boy. Good boy. Good. I gave you the opportunity. You chose to be a cunt. So now we sit here. You in my lap and my viewers getting increasingly bored with my stream. Boop, bada, boop, boop. Be good. Your absolutely unhinged little face. Now, if I let you go, are you going to go in a different direction than your brother, or are you two going to try to meet in the middle? Because as I've demonstrated, I'm faster than both of you. I love you, my little chunky man. You better? You look petrified. Did you not expect Papa to be able to get your ass out the air? Son, Papa used to play sports balls. He just wasn't very good. And you're about the size of a soccer ball, so you're easy to catch. I love you. Now go to the kitchen. You kitchen. Sat here all the fuck over me. You kitchen. I did not say you under chair. I said you kitchen. Go kitchen. Thank you. I don't care where you go as long as it's not down the hallway. Zuko's down there. Leave Zuko alone and you be good. Terribly sorry about that, y'all. Sometimes being a pet parent is hard. I would like to also let chat know I never use violence in disciplining my animals. What I effectively did is get too old to keep doing this. But what I effectively did was I went, gathered up both cats, which was easy because they were trying to fight, snuggled them all close together without allowing them to claw each other. This required a little bit of interlocking. And then held them all close to each other in my bosom. And I forced them to be in my bosom all snuggled up together until the growling stopped. Then I got them by the napes of their necks, separated them with about a hand between them, sat them eye to eye, and basically forced them to blink at each other. This is partially because of the cat language. When cats blink at you, it's their way of basically making neutral, making nice. Or their way of saying, hey, I see you, buddy. And so I basically, like with two little kids that are fighting, I tied their hands together and said, you will get along. I can still hear them growling, and that will stop like a fucking charm. But yeah, y'all, all you gotta do is learn how to speak the language of the animals. Now they ain't gonna come up and be like, what up, bitch, do this. But they will communicate. Like right now, Zuko thinks he won that fight because I sent Zuko thinks he won that fight because I sent Mako into the kitchen. But if he continues being a little growly butt, his butt's getting ready to go into the kennel. Like I said, y'all, when you have multiple animals, you have to come up with contingency plans. By no means would they ever spend a long period of time in the kennel, but I do use the kennel as sort of a makeshift brig. If I get an animal that's just being aggressive for no reason that I can tell, they go in the brig until I figure out if it's medical or attitude. My first goal, though, is to establish brotherhood between them. They have a common enemy, me. As long as they want to misbehave. What is it, my little schnookum? Chifu's over here squeaking at me. Being a cute little bugger. But yeah, y'all, I would much rather do this for my lifetime. Not Minecraft, but working with animals. Minecraft is also fun. I just don't see a living in this. I think we passed the age where streaming is really an option for us as a career path. This is more of a fun hobby that hopefully will eventually start paying for itself, fingers crossed. Because so far I'm only in the hole for about 14 bucks, but still. If that price grows too much, I won't be able to do it. But, I mean, 14 bucks ain't shit. I can cover that a month in order to give y'all entertainment. Hello, Manafe. How are you doing? It's fairly early for you, isn't it? It's, where's my phone at? I lost it when I was having to catch the cats. It's 3 o'clock here. I got a little under an hour left before I need to start making moves. Alright. But, yeah. Mostly all I try to bring about peace because, and I do find this one's neat. A lot of people find a lot of neat correlations between the Torah, the Quran, and the Bible, but honestly I do find it fascinating that of the three, each one has its own rendition of this particular phrasing. In Christianity, they don't really mention it all that much. I think it's brought up with Jesus at some point, but it's, the least of you is the greatest amongst you the least. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. In the Torah, to save one life is to save all life. And in the Quran, to kill one life, to take one life, is to kill all life. The point is, all of the books try to make the point that we are one. And yet, I've never found what's the term? I've never found really a community in religion. There's a lot, at least in the South for me, there's a lot of backbiting old people. There's a lot of, like, bitter old people and creepy old people. Because most of the people I know that are in church are doing it for what my friend Tony would have called community. But it's like, I don't see them loving their community. I don't see the volunteer work or anything like that. I see old men hitting on very young women. I see very old women hitting on very young men. Give me a moment. Children, you will stop that growling nonsense or I will put a stop to it for good. Mako is being a cunt for some reason this morning. And I mean that, y'all. He's just sitting behind me in the kitchen door where I separated him and Zuko from fighting and forced him to be nice. And now he's just sitting behind me in the doorway just... It's like, come on. My Minecraft game tag is Vulcan Wolf 31. Named after the Metal Gear Solid villain, and I like wolves. And when I started this whole thing on this when I started this whole thing on this particular game, I was 31 years old. So I started playing Minecraft, I want to say, in my mid-20s. It came out when I was younger. As the kids continue to... Hey! I smell that! I'm gonna have to go soon and clean that up before I head into work, sadly. Aw, if that was you, I thank you very much. If that wasn't, still pretty cool. What is this? Ah, trader. But, nah, just, you know. I wish we had chiller times to discuss things in. Though, like the opening said, Charlie Kirk's shooter was in fact a white man. And suddenly all the rhetoric around Charlie Kirk's murder suddenly got a lot calmer. Suddenly turned a lot more into thoughts and prayers rather than, we need blood in the streets, civil war. I wonder why. I think it's because the right wing is inherently a racist group of folks. And now, for the record, I don't think you should die for what you say, but I do fully believe in fuck around, find out consequence culture. I don't think Kirk should have been shot. I think he should have had his nose broken. But when you live in a world where you're cowardly and you never actually face the people you supposedly are debating, yeah, eventually one of your own will take you out with a high-powered rifle. And as I had said with that one before, since you're the first person I've had in here today, it's quite amusing in a sense that the dude was so much of a right-wingy Donald Trump fan that he literally dressed as Donald Trump for several Halloweens. So when they try to say, oh, it was a radical leftist, okay, name me one that is a radical leftist who loves Trump at all, but especially enough to dress up as him unironically. Just wild times we're in, y'all. Just wild times. Also, everyone should be kind of disturbed at how quickly the right was willing to call, like, literally call and say, Mr. President, you need to officially declare a civil war. Which just leads me to believe they have no concept of how civil war works, do they? For a bunch of people that supposedly are all militaristic, big brain guys, they do realize the president just doesn't come out and 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare a race war, go! Typically a civil war happens when a rebellion starts. Like the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, like when the Haitian slaves threw off their chains and killed their usurpers, like the French. But it's like, normally a civil war doesn't just happen because the figureheads declare it. But I mean, I feel like we're getting close to that bad part. Well, that's pretty cool. And while let me be clear, I don't think we should have a civil war. I think that would be a very, very bad thing for everyone involved. I do think we're very close to the level of disconnected we were during the first Civil War, when southern and northern civilian families gathered on the outskirts of the first battle to watch the battle unfold like it was entertaining television. I mean, is that really that different than all the on-the-ground news pundits covering it from their cell phones? I'm just saying, I feel like we saw the first hit of the not-Civil War, or the not-so-Civil War on January 6th. I mean, that didn't have to be. The Republicans could have openly refused what Trump did and, like, stood hard, never let him back into the party. But of course they wouldn't, because that's what they wanted the whole time. They just also want to pretend like they're the party of decorum. And also, there's problems on the right. Honestly, the right wing should have fucking fought hard against that shit and should have never allowed a federal convict like Trump to be our president. Because, y'all, the reason that wasn't allowed in the past was because they didn't want a con man taking our country. Like what has been going on right now. But that's just my humble opinion as a cook. Chifu, honey, what is it? He's just been staring at me with the cutest little sad look whining. I think he might want to go out one more time. I think I'll give y'all a quick look down. And then we might have to... Well, I'll probably have to head on out to get the boys a walk. I think this afternoon at some point or through the night I'm going to clear out this big boulder piece here to make it more open here in the entryway. But for now, I think we're going to have to stop here. And son, right now we're going to have to stop here for now while I take care of my babies and get ready for the rest of the workday. I appreciate y'all coming out. Sorry for it being a bit of a shorter stream. I will try to make that up later today when I get in. I have to close today, but I should be back like, well, I'll be back by 5:30, by 6 o'clock at the latest. I'll probably start the stream around 4 o'clock-ish. And we'll probably be starting with Soul Calibur since I keep putting it off because it's quite a lot of reading and I just got my glasses fixed. I fixed them myself. I might share pictures of that. But either way, y'all, we'll see you this afternoon for some Soul Calibur. I hope y'all have been enjoying the streams. We got us a little bit of an underground castle, y'all. Hell yeah. But alright, be good, be safe. Don't join any... God damn it. Let's fix this again. Minecraft. Because I like having... It's a thing I like doing, y'all. Damn it! Am I married? I was long ago. I got divorced in 2014, I want to say. It's been a minute since I've been married. Okay, is it equipped this time? There we go. But alrighty, y'all. We will see y'all later. I thank y'all again for coming out. Be good, be safe. See you later, y'all. Bye. Bye when you see it in the future, Pan Man. Bye for everybody else who's my regulars. Y'all be good and stay safe out there. Crazy times.